if any of you are familiar with Canada and the area around Lake Louise and Banff, it's the skiing, snowboarding, mountain biking capital of Canada and perhaps even the world. And we're lucky enough to come to the Husqvarna launch here for a couple of days. One of two mountains, or one of four mountains in the world, one of two ski resorts in Canada that actually allow motorcycles to go right up the slope itself. So that in itself has been incredible. So what are we testing? Well, the new 250-300i, or the TPI, Transfer Product Technology bikes from Husqvarna, released about 5 or 6 weeks after their cousins, KTM, released their TPI, 250-300 EXC. And in a lot of ways, what we experienced today here at altitude mirrored what we found with those bikes. You know, the bikes are super easy to start, they idle really smoothly, they're very tractable, they're very responsive. They're incredible in the sense that they can actually adjust to altitude changes and drastic ones very quickly, without any gunk coming out of the exhaust, without having to clear their throat. So for anybody who's been accustomed to two-strokes, that in itself is going to be is quite a drastic change and quite a large benefit. What we can say, as I said, we're here at altitude. The difficult thing, the caveat, is that we've tested these bikes both at Erzberg and here it's been above 800 metres. So it hasn't given us that opportunity. It's shown what the bikes can do at altitude and how they can adapt to altitude, but it hasn't shown us like for like with a carb-fed bike at sea level what their performance is like. KTM and Husqvarna have both been adamant that they wanted to ensure that before they released these bikes, they had all the advantages of the fuel injection with and at least match the performance and the feel of their carb bikes. They say that their dyno has done that. We can't say that now because we actually haven't tested the things at sea level, but what we can say is at altitude, these things performed in a way that a carb bike never would be able to, particularly the differential in altitude. So the 2018 Huskies, the fuel-injected versions, start arriving in Australia in January 2018. We're really looking forward. We'd love to get a project bike, and I think, it's the fact that consumers are really engaging now in this new technology and looking at the potentials of two-stroke to develop further and further, whereas a lot of people assumed that two-strokes were at the top of their development curve many years ago. I think that's a pretty exciting time, and the fact that Husqvarna and KTM are both paving the way for that with the emission regulations coming in, we'd expect to see that from the other manufacturers. So we're really looking forward to following up and giving these bikes a real whirl down at some altitudes more indicative of Australia rather than Europe or here in Canada.